Hello, Adult Babies fans. Welcome to Pat's Rebuttal. This is a bonus episode where Pat Dunn is finally going to get to speak his mind. You should know, going into this, the other adult babies, Brendan, otherwise known as B, and Tom, otherwise known as Chick,
Yep.
have no idea this is happening.
Ooh.
So if you guys are watching, this is what you get. You talk behind somebody's back. You can't expect them to not come back and rebut themselves,
Damn right.
defend themselves. That's why we're here today. And we could have had Pat on to defend himself, but then you guys run your mouth back and forth, and I'm the in between guy here. At this point, you know, I was the bad guy for a while. Now, we're switching. It's like a wrestling move.
Yeah,
I turned face. Yeah, now they're heel.
Yeah, you're the good guy. They're John Cena.
Yeah,
Not the bad guy.
that's after my time.
Yeah.
But yes,
Man.
are you a wrestling fan?
As a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll pick it up every so often, and then after the week, I'm like,
Yeah, I've actually been talking a lot about it with Monique, and I was big into it when I was a kid, and then I was big into it when I was like 19 to 20, around there.
Yeah.
And we were out at a place the other night. We were just playing wrestling behind the bar, like old wrestling. And I was kind of like filling her in, and I was like talking. I was getting like passionate about it. I'm like, I think I want to get back into wrestling. Like at this age, because I was like really enjoying explaining to her all the different things and the face and the heels.
Yeah.
I
I
might
picked
be
it up.
entering my third wrestling era.
Giving it a shot again?
Yeah.
Okay. I picked it up during COVID when there was no sports, and there was
Yeah.
only AEW, like the other WWE thing.
Yeah.
Really liked this guy, and then just dies at the age of like 40, 41 from pneumonia.
Really? He was like active wrestler
Yeah.
in AEW.
Just
and he
got
just died?
sick. Was like off TV for a month, and that was
Wow.
it. I was like, wow, I can't do this like as an adult. As a
Yeah.
kid, you know, and
You take it.
you know, as like when you're 14, 15 and Eddie Guerrero dies, it's sad. When you're almost 40 and you're crying over wrestling, like I can't do it.
It's a little bit sad. Yeah. So this is good. I've been excited about this. I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Like I said, I'm kind of playing. I'm not playing favorites here. I'm not going to defend them. I'm not going to defend you. I want you to express yourself because they've made some pretty serious allegations about. Definitely calling you a shit star. How do you feel about being referred to as a shit star?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I definitely stir the shit.
You kind of own that. You
Yeah,
think that that's accurate.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, these two are not perfect angels. In our
No.
group chat, they're bickering old women.
Yeah, see, this is a group chat that I feel like has caused us great.
You've been against
Problems.
this since you joined the Just
I'm not
podcast.
that I'm against it. I love like you guys have a group chat, but what I'm against is that it seems like it only brings
it
brings more problems than it seems like it's worth.
Yeah, it will go from we're talking about basketball to them arguing, and then there's three people in here. I'm gonna bully the one of them.
Yeah,
It's always 2 against 1,
no
constantly.
matter what, it
No
just
matter what.
changes. So it's kind of like this thing. It's
Yeah.
like it's a constant rotation of who's
Yeah, who's
getting
on who's on the
getting
outs of
boots,
this,
who's
in
getting
this
the boots.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
So you own that. You own shit stir, which is fine. You know, I think they're also shit stirs.
Yeah.
Here I am saying I'm not going to defend them, and I'm like I'm doing just the opposite. Yeah, Chick is. I don't know. You definitely have a different relationship with both of them. Chick doesn't give me much shit. Neither does Brendan. Recently we kind of started giving each other a little bit of shit. On St. Patrick's Day, I was making fun of B for just his background, and
oh yeah,
and I find that fun. I was saying that the food sucks, and
oh it's awful.
yeah.
Yeah, Irish food's disgusting.
So you stand by that. So you're not like a big Irish defender. You're Irish.
Yeah, I mean, I really just do the drinking. Like I
You're,
don't. Yeah,
you own that.
I embrace that
So
definitely.
That was my last text when we was talking about the food, and he said, "What would a Greek know about good cuisine?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Mediterranean's not known for good food. It's like that's literally where all the flavor comes from. It's from that part of the world." And I don't identify as Greek, so. But then I told him, I said, "It doesn't matter. You're going to be too drunk to taste anything anyway." And then that was like radio silence after that. And I was like, "Did I offend him by calling him a drunk and
Might have.
his whole family?" But
Oh, he also gets pretty tipsy pretty quick. Or
Yeah.
I have the tolerance. I could
you
go.
can keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a downside though. I mean, it doesn't just get expensive.
Yeah, that's why I only drink at one bar. Like I drink at the
So
same
they give
bar.
you a lot of
Yeah, they take care
buybacks
of you.
and-
Yeah.
So it's really just a pride thing at that point. It's like I'm capable, It's like an honor thing where I can.
Yeah, it is. Like
Yeah.
my fiance was doing volunteer like firefighter stuff. So you go to like the installation dinner,
Yeah.
firefighters drink.
Yeah.
So I go there with the sense of pride. I have to outdrink all of them.
Yeah. As this like guy that's.
Yeah. A guy who
Just
has a
an
9 to 5
outsider.
office job.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to outdrink these firefighters.
Did you?
I think I did pretty okay.
You hold your own.
Yeah.
You get respect at the very least.
Yeah. Like I'm not a drink till you puke type of guy. You know your limits.
Yeah.
Where after
All right.
beer 14.
So I'm curious I'm curious what adult Babies fans are going to be interested, because in my mind I'm literally making this just to annoy B and Chick, and if nobody watches or listens, I don't really care.
Yes, this is a bonus episode. If you guys had Patreon, this is your.
Yeah, we do have a Patreon, but nothing ever happens on it. So this would go to that. So yeah, if you're interested, if you have nothing else to listen to, welcome, and hopefully this will be somewhat entertaining for people who are invested.
I mean, if you're commuting to work right now, you're like, hey, let me pop on my favorite podcast with some of my best friends.
Yeah.
Like me the other day. It's Friday morning.
Yeah.
I have my iced coffee. I'm going into the city, ready to go.
Yeah.
Next stop wasn't Penn Station. The next stop was Betrayal. Yeah. Listening out of nowhere, our sweet little Chick and our sweet little B become pure monsters.
So I was actually on the fence. I didn't know if you listen every week, if you are back and forth, if you take time off, and so I was curious.
They know I take time off. That's the thing. So
do you catch up, or do you pick back up where you left off?
I just listen to the most recent.
You listen to the most recent.
It's like after my last appearance on here in November, I wasn't really thrilled with how this went, and they both knew this. Yeah. That's why I respect Ryan, because if Ryan's gonna not talk shit, but he'll do it to your face. Yeah, he won't do it behind your back.
That's what I was gonna comment on that thing, but I didn't want to own the fact, because I stand by that I wasn't mean to. I stand by that I was just being. I thought I was being fun. Yeah. Apparently I was being a dick. So I didn't want to own that, but I was gonna say at least I have the balls to be a dick to your face.
Yes.
But that would have been me. That would have been me admitting that I was a dick to your face. I refused to say that.
Gotcha.
So I offered in public for you to come on. But that Chick said he loved the idea, so I assume the Chick is going to be okay with this. And
I can't see either of them really hating this. I mean, it's all in fun.
Well, it depends on what you say. So then the podcast was definitely heavily about B's new adventure of softball. So I feel like that might have. I'm like, all right, Pat's going to listen to this because something's going to come up. He's involved with the conversation. He's going to want to hear what happens.
As a narcissist, I know I'm going to get mentioned because I'm there with him. Yeah. But then when it's friendly ribbing for back and forth, and then it goes on for like 6 minutes, I'm like, all right, enough. Shut up.
Yeah.
And at any point, Chick has the text messages, but what Chick does is deletes texts.
Yeah.
So at any point, could have picked up the phone and said, you know what? Pat didn't record B. Pat's fiance recorded B. And then it's me like, hey, you got to help your guy. Not the best swing. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Then Chick starts talking shit, and then I'm going to talk shit.
Yeah.
That's it. But it just kept going on and on and on. I'm like, Chick, at any point, you could have corrected the error in here.
Yeah.
I'm not secretly recording B like a creep.
That's right. That was said.
That was it. Yeah. Yeah. And
so your fiance was just recording, just
record your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
but
Chick
not maliciously. She wasn't be like, look at this.
Oh,
look at this. How bad this guy's swing is. She doesn't know from good swing to bad swing. I mean, and then B, look, he had a good, decent cut. I would, I don't think the swing necessarily itself.
This was one of the better ones of the night.
That swing that was caught on film. Yeah. So nobody mentioned that. Nobody mentioned that you caught one of the better swings that he even had. You could have maybe recorded a worse swing. So, yeah.
Love it. Yeah. At any point, Chick could have corrected it.
And
didn't.
Yeah.
So I blame Chick.
Yeah.
And not B.
Really? Okay.
I'll go 60-40. We're both at blame.
Is that just because you're on the team with B and you have to?
Nah. Actually, and then B out of nowhere taking jabs at my comedy. Like,
that was a rough cut.
That was a rough cut. Yeah. And you know what, pal? You've been doing it 15 years, me 4 years. Guess who's on the same show on Friday nights? You and me. So
yeah. Wow.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Work on that swing and work on that punchline.
Yeah. That was a rough cut. I mean, I feel like much like in traffic, when you just want to yell something as mean as you can at somebody, when you like you look for something, the meanest thing you could possibly say to somebody in traffic, even if you mean it or not. That's I think that's where B was coming from.
Yeah, B said it and forgot his car window was down, and I heard him.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah, I forgot my own metaphor for a second. As you said that, I'm like, oh, window is down. Oh yeah, I put us in the car.
There we go.
That's right.
That works.
Yeah. That was a rough cut because comics are sensitive, and comics. As a comic, if I heard that joke about me, I would always be like, oh, that's how they feel. They feel like they're in a position where they can say it.
Yeah, like as a talk shit about me in your text or in behind my back like a person, not on your podcast. Like, not many people listen to this.
Not to mention, everybody has bad sets.
Yeah,
yeah.
Mine are more frequent than the average comedian, but. Yeah,
I will say B absolutely had a killer set. I told you.
I'm sure he did.
Did Saturday night at the Holy Black, and I'll say this behind his back, but to his face eventually, if he listens.
The best part of this would be that both of them just boycotting it and like, I'll
just never listen. This is all just a waste of time. That's good. Well, at least we're building back up to a 0 point, not a negative space.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't have any ill will towards you. I don't dislike you. There was some animosity after the last thing. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And when I saw you at the brewery and I had my dog and my puppy, I've never seen him not like somebody.
Yeah.
And then Taylor goes to me, wow, Lemmy did not like that guy. I'm like, that would be Ryan from the Adult Babies. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Made me laugh.
Owners, dogs pick up on an owner's vibe. Yeah. I'd be interested now, after we've had this podcast, I'd like to re-meet Lemmy and see if anything changes. Yeah, because I'm a dog guy. And I feel like dogs usually pick up on an energy of like, this is a dog guy, this isn't a dog guy. I'm a dog guy. So that was also a little concerning and hurtful. It's really like, it's like a kid not liking you. It's like, oh, they just don't like the whole energy I give off. It's like, there's nothing, it's not something I said. It's just something about me that just think that being doesn't like.
And they do pick up, like, I'm now, like, having him trained. So I take him to Petco on Wednesdays. We do training with the trainer.
Okay.
And
is this pre or post meeting?
Oh, this is currently. We're doing it right now. So Wednesday afternoon, I'm there, and I see this guy, Joe. Not a big fan of Joe. And then immediately Lemmy is not cool with the trainer. She's like, oh, I don't know what I did. And I was talking about it later. I was like, oh, he picked up on me seeing Joe and then getting angry.
Yeah. So maybe Lemmy doesn't need as much training as you think he does. I mean, it seems like...
I think I need training. I think I need to go to Petco and do the one-on-one.
Yeah. Well, good thing it's not like a anti-anxiety pet.
Yeah.
You know? I would feel like you're just both making each other more and more angry and anxious.
That could have easily happened.
Yeah.
So I medicate, and then hopefully he doesn't need that.
Yeah. And when are you getting married?
November.
So okay, so not for a while. Is B any part of this?
Yeah, I mean, he sent the invite. I can easily take it back.
Uninvite him. Yeah, but he's not. I know he's officiating a couple things. He's not officiating.
Oh, no,
this is like a real wedding.
Yeah.
Not these comics who are like, I'll have my buddy comic do the.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's real romantic.
I did try to take sense and pride. I'm like, I'm not having any comic friends in my bachelor party or in my wedding party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not even your bachelor party.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Have B there. Like, B is my closest comedy guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nick Tardo, friend of the podcast, does the Naughty House.
Yeah. He won't be there either.
I did offer him an invite.
So it sounds like he's even closer to be if he's getting an invite to the bachelor party.
I don't know. I've never had to go on Naughty House to defend myself.
We've kind of like gotten away from guests on the podcast, and it's like a scheduling thing most of all. And we have also found that maybe because I have a lot to talk about, and that they have stuff to talk about, maybe they're now I'm about to insult the previous, but Taylor always had stuff to talk about. I would listen to Chris, never had a ton to like. I thought he was an interesting guy.
Yeah.
He probably did more interesting stuff than anyone who's ever been on the podcast.
Yeah, have Chick talk about coaching Little League for the millionth time. Yeah, great. Cool.
Right, good. They're kids and they stink. And
which parent did you argue with this week?
Yeah, it's a little redundant at a certain point. Is what you're saying. I'm about to defend myself on the podcast. So I think it's just like now we get together and it's like we wanted to keep them like an hour, and we have no shortage of things to talk about, and we get excited to like catch up on the week. So guests just like gets in the way of that. I have more time than them for some reason. I do more things than they do, but I still have more time. I guess because traveling, it's that they have to travel here.
Yes.
That's a big hiccup. But I would love to do 2 episodes a week where one is with a guest and one is without a guest. But getting them together for once a week is impossible.
Yeah, it's not happening anymore.
They once made an allegation. So we'll go back a couple months to an allegation. They said why you were upset. For another reason was that they suspected that you were upset because you wanted to be the third member of the Bill Babies podcast. Do you remember when they said that?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to defend that statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I like to play in, like, if I'm doing a bit, even if it's not funny, if it's funny to me, I'm going to keep going with it.
Yeah.
So the old adult baby logo, it's them in the onesies.
Yeah.
So when Chris was moving officially, I'm like, can't wait to get a purple onesie.
Yeah.
Hinting it's going to be the third one.
Yeah.
And at this point, Chick loved me for some reason.
I'm lovable
in small doses. I know myself. You don't want to see me every week. I get it. Had me on here like every week. I'm like, dude, your fans don't want to hear me every single damn week. I get it. But
I'm the same way, by the way. Like I feel like the more you get to know me, the less people like me. Like some people, but I looked at our numbers recently, and like the listenership is plummeted over the last. I didn't even know that like I could look it up, and I know our YouTube numbers have always been trash. I'm like, I don't know how to fix that, but they were cruising along at a good, at least like audio listenership, and even for the first year that I was in the podcast, and I looked back like the last 3 months at the numbers, and they were just like tanked.
Ugh.
And I'm like, I'm like, they must be sick of listening to me because I always have that feeling of like people, after a while, people can get annoyed with me. I have that personality where I can get annoying. So I can relate is all I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I'm a small doses guy. I know,
Yeah.
That's the thing. You have to acknowledge that.
Yeah. So that's not the case. You were not looking to be the third member.
No.
Would you have, if they would have offered it to you, would you have been happy to accept that?
I think I definitely would have, but also like I'm a combination of the two of them, where I'm like I'm a lunatic. I'm not mentally there.
Now that I think about it,
yeah. I'm like a hothead like Chick, and I'm mentally unstable like B.
Yeah, but you've been able to hold down a relationship for a while, which neither one of these guys have ever done. So
who the hell knows?
Yeah, I guess the combination of them is capable of having a relationship. Yeah.
2 halves equal a whole.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Fascinating. Yeah. What else did they say? What else did they hurl at you? Well, they said that you made a couple of errors. Did you made a couple of errors?
I'm playing third base, and I'm 40 pounds overweight.
Okay.
Yeah. It's softball.
Yeah.
Who cares? We lost by like 27 runs.
So you weren't the only one making errors.
No,
there.
I could have done a perfect game out there. We still lost by.
But they said you also MVP of game 1, right? A couple of RBIs, so that had to feel good.
Oh, it felt great.
Yeah. Have you played? Were you an athlete when you were younger?
Yeah, teenagers, yeah. And then I got into a car accident. My knees are destroyed. So
yeah, but good enough to play softball.
That's another thing, Brendan. It's like, you get there early to just get drunk. First off, I had 2 beers, so I'm not even drunk. And second off, get there early to stretch. I stretched for an hour. I'm pretty okay.
Your elbow.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Like the next day I talked to him, he's like, oh man, I almost called out from work. I'm so beat up. I'm like, yeah, because you weren't stretching. You were chit-chatting.
That B said that? He almost called out of work? But he also has a physical job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could beat yourself up and you don't have
the next day I worked from my living room.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. If I did have to,
he's got to be careful because his livelihood he's got to be able to move a little bit for his livelihood. You know, he can't be he can't throw his back out.
He mentioned a guy got hurt in the game, and today he told us I'm done.
So you lost a guy, right?
I lost a guy.
Wow.
Yep.
I told him I would fill in if they ever need me. You know, I would have to get there 6 hours early and just stretch, but just spend the time stretching. Yeah, I mean, I used to play, but like I said, I've seen footage of myself running recently, and I'm like,
yeah.
That's not good.
Not pretty.
Yeah.
I did the same. I'm watching me go from first to second. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a video that I'm not sharing.
Are you gonna have a designated runner for yourself? That was big. Like, I remember when my father would play. He'd have a guy that would get up to bat, get to first. I think Chick even would do that. When he would have bat, and he'd have just somebody coming in and run for him.
No, I think it's a pride thing. I don't think
You wouldn't do that. Even with your bad knees, you're like, I'm still gonna. I'd rather get thrown out than put somebody in my place.
Oh, and I got thrown out on one. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's all in fun.
All right, and you and B have a show coming up together. You said
we just had one.
Oh, you just had
last Friday.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, and then we have one next Friday, April 4th. Necromantic. It's a brewery in Farmingdale.
Yeah, but there's how many comedy shows can you have on the same street? Like is he producing it or is somebody else?
Somebody else's. And then
you got Lithology, you got Alibi, you got Necro, you used to the show Croxley's.
Yep.
Just bouncing around.
The other one, the Main 317. It's a nicer one. There's a stage.
Place. Yeah.
They don't do it that often. It's more of a.
I think that all comedy shows. First, I know the comics want to get stage time, and that's important for comics to get stage time. And if they can put on a show, it's a good show, that's great. But I feel like it's hard to get people back to a comedy show, like an audience member. And I feel like people should be a little more selective as to where they're booking shows, who they're booking, because if somebody goes to a bad show, it's hard to get them back to a show. So I just this Holy Black. I'm like, this should be where Long Island comedy lives right here. This place, it would be perfect if you had like a well curated show in a cool space and
good lineup.
Good lineup. It's tight lineups. It's not these 3-hour long shows where you got all your friends want to do 7 minutes. It's like a nice tight show. Then you get people to come back. But then, there's a lot of comics Long Island. How do people want to?
Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm hosting 2 shows this week that have, 12, 13, 14 people on there. So.
And to host those.
Yeah. That's a 3-hour marathon. So, after I go on, then it's drink time.
Yeah.
And then it's got to ice my knees. I'm going to be more sore going up and down.
Yeah, there'll be good comics on there, but there's too many comics for everybody to be great. Somebody's gonna have a bad night. Probably multiple people are gonna have bad nights, even if they're good comics. Then there's gonna be a couple comics who just aren't good on that show. Probably. I mean, that's just the math of it. Or at least comics who most of the people there just aren't gonna like. Even if it's if somebody's a little weird, maybe that's not the audience for them.
Yeah.
So and then it's just one comic after another. The audience is gonna get exhausted. I remember I've been on shows, and I've been like, by an hour 40 minutes, and I'm like, just let them all leave. Like, let's just end this. I feel like everybody's trapped here. I literally feel like the hostage situation. And I'm like, just let everybody go. Like, I'm sorry if you haven't gotten up yet to the comics. That's it. We can't do this anymore. Like, these poor people. The last few comics have been not great, and people are starting to feel it. Let's let them go. Yeah. And sometimes I was the comic that made them not.
That happens. Yeah. You can't win them all.
No. Well, is there anything else you want to get off your chest while you're here? I mean, I want to give you the floor.
Oh, I've been on this podcast many times. My first episode, I talked about mental health problems, self-harm issues.
Yeah.
The second appearance, I'm on here with my best friend who's now passed. So I have a lot of love for the adult babies.
A lot of memories, yeah.
You
met him through comedy?
No, we were friends before.
Oh, okay.
And then once he got into comedy, I would go to open mics and just watch
This
him.
was James.
Yeah.
Right? And
he was your first guest when you joined.
That's correct, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you were friends before, and you would come. That's kind of he was kind of how you got into comedy.
Yeah. So my first year, it was James's friend Pat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's rough. That's
and
I didn't know. I only met him.
Yeah, you only met him like
once.
Yeah.
And seemed like an interesting guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The night I knew he was gonna pass, because we have like a lot of friend groups together, and then comedy friend groups together. So I was like, oh, once this got out, I'm gonna just get like hammered from like texts and calls, and I can't do this.
Yeah.
The only 2 people I told, Brendan and Chick.
Really?
Yeah. I had to tell somebody. I was like, listen, got to talk to you. It's serious. I'm not like fucking around.
Yeah.
Texted these two, and they were there. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
as much as I like to bust these guys' balls, I do love them. I would give them my liver. I wouldn't give them a kidney.
Like, yeah, they it's like the people that you can fuck around with and rip on each other and have those arguments with are the people you end up becoming the closest with. And then it's nice when they can pick up when something is real.
Yeah.
And they need to not be like, I mean, they're human beings. They're not like these. We know that they're capable of acting like human beings, but as little as they don't. So it's nice to know that that I've seen that too, where it's, they've shown that they have a heart.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, yeah. But then it's sometimes like, so you just covering up all the time that you don't know how to interact with people, so you make fun of them. Like sometimes Chick is like, does he just want to be held and he doesn't know how to?
Yeah, because I do like to be the butt of the joke. Like my whole set is self-deprecation.
Yeah,
me shitting on myself.
Yeah.
But then when you hear two of your good friends talking about you,
right?
It's like,
yeah,
that I don't like.
Yeah,
do it to me. That I won't like,
sure.
but I'll
right, of course.
I'll hate it a little bit less.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You want to be in the room. Like I remember when I worked in a warehouse. I used to love coming in. Like if I had an embarrassing story, I would love coming in and telling people like, guess what I did last night, and then just have the whole day just them just ripping on the thing that I did. But it's because I'm there and I offered the thing. If I overheard two guys talking shit about me, I would be like, well, that's just hurtful.
Yeah.
Like even if they were saying the same shit that I would laugh at if I was there, I want to be there for you to say it.
Like if I took the video of Brendan swinging like an 8-year-old girl and sent it to friends, it's talking shit. It's me sending it to Chick like, hey, let's help our guy.
Yeah.
You coach, do something.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, we can keep talking about other stuff. I feel like we've added stuff out. Brendan, Chick, if you're watching or listening, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I just, if you don't, how about this? If you don't start scheduling more frequently, if you don't stick to a schedule, it's just going to be me and Pat.
Yeah, the purple onesie will happen.
Yeah, it's going to be me and Pat, and there's going to be none of you two are going to show up. That's what we'll have to rely on. Is just last week 2 weeks ago we didn't do a show, and the idea of me and Chick just doing a podcast. Brendan couldn't make it, which we've yet to do that. Just me and Chick. We've done just me and Brendan. So the fact that we've done now just me and you before we've done me and Chick is actually pretty funny.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, but I am interested to see what happens with just me and Chick getting a room together. If it's going to be just about 90s hip hop or not.
I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You guys have enough in common to get through.
Yeah. So we mentioned last week. Do you golf?
No,
you don't golf. Okay, so you.
That was another thing. These two, Chick made a comment in here. I was about to message you like, "Hey, Chick says something unintentionally hilarious," and I sent it to the two of them like, "Hey, Chick, this is funny." And then there's a jab about me with golf from these two.
Okay.
Like, I'm sure Pat thinks he's great at golf. Like he thinks he's great at everything. I'm great at nothing. First off.
Okay.
I'm above average at drinking, and I'll be the first one dead out of the four of us here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even when you came in with that list that was the beginning of the end of our relationship, now it's been revived, obviously, but you were the first one to shit on that list.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, oh, this is shit.
Because I wanted to do the bottom 4 episodes, but I'm going to be talking shit on the 4 awful guests that have been on here.
Oh, they're all guest episodes?
Yeah, it's all guest episodes. And I was like, maybe I'll soften the blow and do 4 good ones. And then I just picked 3 that had friends on it, and then the one, it was the 3 of you against Carl Hamburger.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
So that was my top 4. And right as I was doing, I was like, this sucks and not going anywhere.
Yeah. So I think the problem is in the chat, you go off the vibe, or like you feel like you're good at stuff because you're cocky in the chat. But
it's
then
also,
in real life, outside of that, you don't give off that vibe at all.
There's a lot of. I'm very sarcastic too, and in here I sent we're talking about the game. We had 1 hit in the softball game, so we're talking about there's 1 hit in there. I'm like, hey, who got that hit? Like, all right, shut up. It's me, but who cares?
Yeah. So you had one hit with 2 RBIs?
The first game I had 1 hit with 2 RBIs, and then the second game, we as a team got 1 hit.
So a couple guys walked on? Like how did guys get on for you to get the RBIs with no hit?
An error
Okay.
and a walk.
Error and a walk. And then
I drove him in.
Drove the 2 guys. Well, at least, well, maybe you got more guys on, but the fact that you had so few guys on and you were still able to drive those guys in, that's something.
I'll take it.
That's a good percentage.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like, what's that sound? Like, guys stranded? There's like a stat for like guys stranded on base. So
Lob, left on base.
Left on base. So your left on base numbers are good.
Yeah. I like this.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right. I don't know if, like I said, I'm willing to. We can keep talking, but if we aired out, we could record an additional bonus episode for when inevitably they can't.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm free Monday night, so when they cancel on you in the future,
brilliant.
Shoot me a DM. I'll drive on out here.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's not a short drive for you, so I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem.
You must have really wanted to get stuff off your chest.
Oh, he's
burning.
chomping at the bit.
You could have just sent me a video you shot on your phone, like this is what I want to say, but you gotta do the
could
whole
have just
thing.
called you and put me on speakerphone.
Wouldn't have been as funny for them to see it posted. Yeah, this is going right in the feed, right in the adult baby's feed, right in the middle. Yeah, brilliant. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you later on in the week for the next episode of the Adult Baby Show. Thank you, and we love you.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Good night.